the Fill the Funnel podcast with Jeff Swan
and Tom Slocum.
We're here to help you crush your targets
with tactical tips and insights you can act on today.
Don't have a fancy tech stack, a big budget, or even a huge team to lean on?
Well, it's time to get that solved today with FTF Fridays.
All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fill the Funnel. I'm Jeff. There's Tom's with me. What we're talking about today is actually a really cool topic. Tom and I have been talking about this since we started Fill the Funnel, but it's called Put the Fun in Funnel. Okay. So, go ahead, Tom.
No, I'm excited about this one, right? This has been the whole journey of Fill the Funnel for us anyway, the fun behind it, and how do you make prospecting the most daunting job that's out there, right? Be fun every day.
Yeah. Well, this is the key, right? Is that, so I think you figured it out by now, but Tom and I are part of Rev Genius, a channel called Rev League that we do. It's basically esports for sales, which is super fun. And the reason that Tom started this months ago, and I'll let you do the intro for that, but give you a little bit of a background. But the concept here is that both Tom and I come from backgrounds where we ran not virtual sales teams, but physical sales teams with several people, dozens of people, where we could sit in the middle of the bullpen, have a whiteboard with all our wins on the side, maybe a gong or something stupid to celebrate your wins, and just like do all these really cool things to keep the energy up, keep everybody excited, learn from each other, all this stuff. And so when I heard about Rev League from one of the co-founders of Rev Genius, I said, sign me up, put me in touch. And suddenly me and Tom become best friends in an instant because we're like, yes, let's do this. Yes. So Tom, maybe tell us about how you started it, man.
It's been exciting, right? Rev League is a big source of my day-to-day. I do a lot there, but I started it back in September, and it was all about what you talked about, creating a virtual sales floor that we all lost due to some of the things that happened last year, right? We all got put in four walls, didn't have a lot to do. And when it gets to that point, prospecting can be boring. You don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of. You don't have anybody to high five you. You're just stuck. And then it takes all the fun out of filling the funnel. So I wanted to create a virtual sales floor within Rev Genius with people to come together and compete, have fun, level up their prospecting efforts in video, email, cold calling, and just have a good time, high-fiving each other, experiencing the highs together, experiencing the lows together, and bouncing ideas off of each other. So it's been an amazing ride. It makes the job fun, and that's how, that's what happens when you're prospecting. You got to have fun with it.
You got to have fun, right? And this is going to be the first thing we talk about here is like, why do you need it to be fun? Why does prospecting need to be fun? Well, I'll start with my take. I mean, what I've always kind of looking outside in, I spent several years on the marketing side of the fence and kind of looking in on prospecting, or I'd be running an SDR team and not physically doing the prospecting myself. So I kind of had a little bit of a skewed perception on what prospecting was and how you actually make it fun. I knew it had to be fun. So I would create games and competitions and all that other stuff and to really hype things up, and it worked. It was great. I generated energy and all those other things. But then when I started getting back in the prospecting seat myself not too long ago, I recognized that there is a lot of fun in it. There's so much fun in prospecting, just being able to like make that call and make an introduction to somebody you've never met before and to put them in your funnel. There's inherent fun in that. But when you're doing it from your basement or your home office or your bedroom or whatever, you're kind of missing a lot of that fun excitement of just sharing your wins with somebody. And like Tom said, high-fiving. And so how do you put the fun in prospecting when you're working from home, when you're by yourself, when you're not in the bullpen with your colleagues? And that's something that I'm really intrigued What do you think, Tom?
you gotta find ways to make it fun. And I think one of them for me was, to be honest, getting into video prospecting. I'm not gonna lie, that's when it kind of got fun for me, because it was different, right? I'm not just picking up a phone. I'm not just writing an email in quiet, right? I had to get into it in front of a camera and try to catch somebody's attention. And so it forced me to smile, have fun, find something relevant to talk about, and get engaged with somebody as if they were on the other side.
Yeah.
And so for me, it just kind of made it fun, getting wacky, getting crazy in the videos. I had one where I had my dog in it, just cool stuff. Like, and then on top of that, like, build a playlist that keeps you in a good mood, right? Some of those songs that take you back to the nostalgic times where, it was good times. For me, when I have bad days where I am really bored, I throw on the 90s. Like, my playlist.
Throwback Thursday?
Throwback Thursday every day, right? Because that made me have fun, right? I put on some old jams, some of those throwbacks that people don't remember, and some of the memories that would come back would just get you hyped for the day. Like, do you remember those moments, right? And then I'd be in a good mood, and I'd get into my process. But you've got to make prospecting fun. You've got to make, the day go by faster, and it can get really crappy because you're just sitting there. It's quiet. For me, I have wives and a kid, so sometimes I have that escape, but many of people don't. They're just stuck home alone in four walls, clicking the button. I gotta click another call. Like, putting on a song doesn't just turn it around for me, Tom. Like, great suggestion, but like, what the hell, right? So you just gotta really get creative in it. Make the prospecting fun. Find a way to compete in it, or find a community to lean into that can make it fun for you. I got to be honest. It's the best thing you could do is get into a chat room with some people, right? Be around, maybe open your calendar up to some people during the week. Post a LinkedIn post saying you're down to take some calls, or is anybody willing to roll call with me, right? Put yourself out there and connect with people. That's how you make it fun, is make prospecting about connecting with people and find ways to relate.
Yeah. And like a couple of things you mentioned there, what really makes it fun about being part of some type of chat room or a buddy system, whatever, is to share your wins. We both Tom and I mentioned high fives and whatever else. Is sharing your wins is a great thing. If you can't share your wins in private, share your wins in public. I mean, everybody's talking on LinkedIn these days. Everybody's talking on social media. So share your wins. Tell them how happy you are to make a connection. And I mean, what's actually really cool is I've seen some people do this. I don't know how popular it is, but when you do book a meeting with a cool prospect or you close a good deal or something like that, actually call them out and say thank you for the conversation on social media. It's fun. Gets a neat conversation going, right?
100%.
Or
it's a good time. Just putting it out there, sharing with the world, and tagging that prospect, because then there's dialogue, there's people connecting, you're having some conversations, right? And you get that virtual high five that makes you feel a little bit better. And there's a way to do it without being arrogant or throwing it up there like a brag, right? But share the experience because of what you're going through. Prospecting and what we're dealing with is rough. It's a challenge day to day, and it can get mundane. So you just gotta spice it up and connect with people.
Exactly. And so another way you can have fun while prospecting is you can kind of gamify what you're doing. So there's a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people filling their funnel right now that are sick to death of their manager talking about their activities. I get it. So please understand that I don't mean this in a data centric way, but you can do things like, hey, I'm going to see if I can make 30 calls this hour, or 40 calls this hour, see if it could beat the record. And then the next hour, try to do a little bit more. You can make little games, and it doesn't have to be about how many calls you make or something, but you can say, I want to get 3 no's in this hour. Right?
You know what? I'm gonna blow your mind. Are you ready?
Okay.
This is how you make it fun. And this is something I did on my most challenging days when I first went to remote. Bingo. Right? So bingo for different challenges that you want to do on the phone. Get a no. Get hung up on. Mess up an email with a merge field incorrectly. All kinds of crazy things that you want to lean into and experience and make fun and try to get yourself bingo. And I used to have fun, and then I would be able to email that to another buddy, and we would play in the day. right? And share the results.
Yeah.
And so that's a fun way to do it, right? Is make the game out of everything, turn into challenges for yourself, personal records. Peloton makes things fun by that exact same concept, right? Like you're riding a bike in the middle of your room. How do you make that fun? You get into competition with people, or you set challenges on it, in order to accomplish that. And that's what makes it so exciting. So that's my suggestion. You get a bingo board, put in some wacky stuff on there, and have fun with it. Or another one is blank Jenga. You get the blank blocks, and then you put some cool stuff on there, and you play Jenga at your desk. So every time you make a dial, you pull one, and you write cool little things like you have to say this word in the conversation. So when you pull the block, you have to do that on your next call, and then put it up on the top.
Hold on, Tom. Are you talking like Super Troopers here? How's it going, Meow? Listen here, Meow. Like this kind of stuff? Or are you talking like serious?
Oh, I'm talking whatever makes you laugh, man. Whatever makes it fun for you. If it is, say, meow on the phone 5 times, then make it about that, right? And, get hung up on purpose. Like, keep asking why questions until somebody hangs up on you. That was one I tried. Keep asking why until they stop you, right? Like, fun stuff like that, and you just have a good time. That's what makes the day fun, and that's what gets you out of your comfort zone. And this is practical stuff to help you be human in your prospecting. Promise, it'll make it fun for you. Get wacky, push yourself, but you got to have fun when you're filling your funnel. That's my take on that.
Oh my God, I love it. I'll tell you another thing. Now that the juices are flowing, another thing I do. So. I think you all know that I'm a really big sequence nerd, right? I love to geek out on sequences. Well, one thing I actually do when I'm trying to just have fun and freshen it up a little bit is I'll test something that is completely out of whack. I know it's wrong. I know it's not supposed to work, but I'll make it so bad that it has to get a reaction. And so as an example, I did this one sequence and I literally called it the worst sequence in the world. Or sorry, the email. I think it was the worst email you'll ever receive. And I broke every single one of my 8 simple rules of sequences that don't suck. I had a super long email. I had the insert name here, brackets. It was all about me and how awesome I am. I had like 15 links on the email, all this other stuff. And dude, dealing with the responses from that was some of the most fun I've had in prospecting, period.
Like, people make it too overthinking, man. It really is all about having fun. I get it, man. I've been doing this for a couple, 6 years now, 7 years now. I live and breathe cold calling. I'm the Tom Brady of it. I've seen every scenario that's out there. I've dealt with the worst. I've dealt with the best. I've made my mistakes, right? But you got to have fun in it, and you got to find ways to make that happen. And so sometimes it's going the opposite. Do the worst. Do the worst thing you could possibly do and see the reaction you get, just because it's different, right? But it's having a good time, getting with some buddies, having a good time, celebrating your guys' wins. And to be honest, celebrate the lows. High five your buddy for getting a hang up. That's what's up, Jeff. You got hung up on. Let's go. Right? Yep. Like, make them fun too, because if you can get ahead of it and keep your mindset, that everything, whether it's a hang up, a bad email, it's all learning, and learning is fun. So what are you mad at? Like, it's good, bad, whatnot. It's learning, and you got to have fun with it.
Totally. And so that kind of brings me to something, and we've touched on it a little bit, but I just kind of want to bring this point home, is that one of the coolest things, and the reason we even connected the two of us, Tom, is one of the coolest things to have fun is to actually create a competition with a colleague.
Yes.
Create a competition. Again, let's go back to how many calls can I do? Can I do more calls than Tom in an hour? Well, no, but I can try. Can I get more connects? Can I get more responses on my emails? Can I, can I book more meetings in our Power Hour blitzes? Can I just hone in on one person and just be like, I'm going to go after Tom today, and I'm going to beat the snot out of him in this 3-hour call blitz. Like
we did yesterday, right? In our Rev League, we do our blitzes, and I did a poll. Who do you think? Place your bet. Place your bet on your pony, right? Who's going to take the blitz today? And it was so fun. People got excited, and some even were like, I'm betting on myself, and they did it, right? Like, it was fun.
Crushed it.
Prospecting fun. We made you get excited to go make dials and book some meetings, and that's what's so cool about it, right? Is prospecting across the board, whether you're in the SaaS world, whether you're a chiropractor and making calls to bring in business, whether you're in flood prevention, right? Like insurance, all this stuff is the same across the board. We all do it in our own ways, but you got to have fun with other like-minded people that are doing the grind with you, compete against yourself, make a game out of stuff, or find a support system that will help you make it fun and encourage you even in your low valleys and in your highs. That's what you got to do.
I love it. So if we're going to recap what we talked about today, so there's 5 things we talked about. Tom, I'm going to let you start with the first one because this is on your list. So join the community. So let's wrap that.
First thing, get a support buddy, a support system. Find it, lean into it. It's okay. Find one that's your place. That could be Rev League. That could be any of the other ones out there, right? But find like-minded people and lean on that.
Yeah. And the second thing, like really big deal, is gamify what you're doing. You can play prospect bingo, you can do Jenga, you can, put marks on a wall of like what you're doing and just make funny pictures, whatever it is. Just make a game out of what you're doing to make it super, super fun.
Yep.
Right. Another one is try stuff that doesn't work, that doesn't work. And be really bad at it. Be campy if you have to, just to make sure that you can see what type of responses you get, and see if something actually can be fun. There's also this is yours, Tom. Celebrate the lows.
Yeah, celebrate. No need to hide behind it, man. We all experience them. It's part of the prospecting game. It's part of filling the funnel. But make even the lows fun. On the bad days, find the fun stuff that was uncomfortable. Find the things that you still wanted, even on that low day, because they're there. You just got to remember it and find, with a different perspective, you can always see a different view.
Yeah, right on. And so the final thing that we discussed, and this, in my opinion, this is the most interesting one. The others are really cool, but this is the most interesting, and that's challenge someone. So challenge a friend, a coworker, your boss, a celebrity that you're trying to get in touch with, somebody on, your community, whatever, but make a bet with someone, something, whatever, that will hold you to something beyond just what you're doing in that day, and measure your results in a measurable way so that you can really look at, am I winning? Am I competing? If you do all of these 5 things, you're going to have a hell of a good time prospecting. You're not going to think about the monotony of your day. And if you find a way to actually put them all together in a very, interesting format and make it kind of different every day, you're going to have so much fun and you're going to crush filling your funnel. So yeah, that's all for today. Happy hunting. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fill the Funnel podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite platform, give us reviews, and tell all your friends about us. Till next time, happy hunting.